Ah, that looks good on a hot Florida day. Glad I brought along my floaties. Oh, maybe not. Whoa, no swimming here. I wouldn't get into it and wouldn't want it in me. Would you? But then again, every time it rains, fertilizers, pesticides, oils, and other materials wash into Hillsborough rivers, streams, and Tampa Bay. Some of it percolates through the ground to the Florida aquifer, and these are all sources of our drinking water. No matter where the water comes from or what's in it when it begins, source water is processed and purified to meet or exceed federal standards mandated by the Clean Drinking Water Act. And because of that, you never have to think twice about drinking it. We can do the same thing with any used water. I mean any. If you get my drift. And maybe we should consider using whatever we have in whatever way we want, because it's getting harder and more expensive to get the water we need to start with. 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water in one form or another. But less than 3% is fresh water, and less than 1% is accessible for our use, unless you want to climb Mount Everest and gather a pot of snow to make your morning coffee. You'd think with so little water available to us, we wouldn't throw any of it away. We should be using it again and again and again. There's nothing in water that we can't get out. And once water is just water, it's perfectly safe and tasty. Scrubbing water clean enough to drink is a matter of cost and use. How are we going to use the water? And how much does it cost to get it clean enough for that? Think of a gasoline analogy. Premium gas is the most expensive and the cleanest because it goes through an extra refining process. It's the same deal with used water. Take it through that extra cleaning step and it's clean enough to drink. The way we deal with water now isn't very efficient. Consider, we take water from rivers or the aquifer or Tampa Bay, we clean it to drinking water standards, and we use it for all sorts of stuff. Then it disappears into a sewer, which takes it to another treatment plant. It's cleaned again just enough that it's safe to put back into the environment. We just paid to clean it up, and now we're throwing it away? What's up with that? Here's another thing to consider. Billions of gallons of water fall on Hillsborough County each year as rain. Some of it soaks into the aquifer or runs into rivers where we collect it, clean it, and use it. But much of it runs into storm drains that carry it straight into Tampa Bay. We don't even try to capture it for cleanup and reuse. But some people think that in the not-too-distant future, all of that will change. What are we thinking? How is this the highest and best use of a limited resource? Recycling our water is a beautiful thing. Let me count the ways. Recycling water means we have to take less from our natural systems, the aquifer, bay, and rivers that provide our drinking water. The more we take from natural sources, the less there is for nature. And as the old saying goes, you don't want to rile Mother Nature. The more water we recycle, the less wastewater gets discharged into our natural systems. But pumping recycled water into damaged or dried out streams, wetlands, and aquifers can revitalize them. Think of it this way. Water is a resource. No matter where it begins or ends, there's only a certain amount of it. It's our job to decide what water goes where, for what purpose, and with what consequences. And also, how much are we willing to pay? So, everyone who's for recycling our water, raise your hand. I see a lot of hands. If you're standing next to someone without their hand up, give them a good schmack. Come on, get their brain going. This isn't rocket science, it's earth science, and we're all part of the system.